This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so we did the infra monitoring using Datadog, then log monitoring using Elastic, and then now performance monitoring using NewRelic. By the way, Datadog also can do everything. Elastic also can do everything now, and then NewRelic also can do everything. But we have a little context because NewRelic is very powerful in terms of APM. I wanted to teach you multiple tools for it. So I'm adding that stuff in the course. So how do we get started with APM? So these are the assessment questions like in your project, are you doing this? So these are some of the checklists which we have. And this checklist basically talked about are you measuring the real end user experience? The users, the traffic may come from the different region. They may use the different devices. They may use the different browser. Okay. So what is the response time? Are you also measuring your competitor and stuff like that? So overall, are you measuring that experience of the user on your website? Okay. And if you are doing yes, then you are already having APM in place. If you are doing no or not sure, then I think this session would be helpful for you. So now, what is the response? What is the response time of my request? So you see that here, this image is very good. So here you have two users, different devices, different browser, different data center, different regions. Okay, they are going to the load balancer, then a multiple load balancer, web server, app server, database server, and one user is getting the request response time 300 milliseconds. That is good. He's happy about it. But other user, the one who's also using the same application, his response time is 7.5 seconds. Okay, and he's very upset about it. Okay, so now what is your work? What is your work in this APM? So your work is why 7.5 second for certain users? Where it went wrong? Is there a problem with the browser, devices, region, internet ISPs, web server, load balancer, app server, database, some code issues? Where is the problem? Network call, third-party libraries like a payment gateways and all. So where is the problem? And this is your job to find out. Okay, so why 7.5 seconds? How to find a culprit? Where is the problem? Java issues, application issues, runtime issues. Where is the problem? There are lots of data source you will have to gather and then do the fact finding. Where is the problem? Now, why the performance is very critical? I think overall you know that simple. If the performance of the website is not good, then usually what you do, you change the vendor, change the website and stuff like that. So this is the very important, some of the metrics you have on my screen. So this is a very critical decisions to make. So what is APM then? So APM is basically a process and techniques. Okay, APM is the collections of tools and processes designed to help you, okay, to gather the performance standards, performance metrics, and based on that help you to provide the valuable user experiences. That is called APM. So look at this image. Here you see your end user may use the different browser, different ISPs, different services, different load balancer, different app services, and ultimately different CDNs, different regions, and then ultimately you have to track the request performance between the each. Overall, you have to get the performance, but also you have to see that performance between the two endpoints, between the web server, app server, within a app server also one code to another code. What is the performance? So you have to gather all these performances and debug that why that's for some user response time is more, which transaction is consuming lots of time and why. Okay, look at this. This is a code level. So here, can you please tell me where is the problem? This are inside the code level, like calling one function to another function to another function. So tell me that where is the problem?
The DB query,
Yes. So how do you know it's a DB query is the issue?
because the time it takes to process it is too much compared to
Ye-
others.
Yes. Then what is your job? Because if I give you this kind of data, then you will say DB query is the issue. Immediately you will say I got to know what is the problem. But the question for you is, what is your job? What is your responsibility? You need to build this graph. You need to set up this graph because anyone can tell DB queries issues. But what is our job as a DevOps engineer? We need to capture the data and build this graph so we can tell DB is the issue. Understanding all of you? What is your responsibility?
Yes.
Yes. So that is the important thing. We need to set up this using NewRelic. Okay, so some of the benefits which we have of APM, I will not drag this topic so much, but overall, you know that if there is a website issues in terms of performance and you can fix them, then it will be good for the end users. So how do we do APM? How do we do the APM? So there are two ways to do the APM, agent and agentless. Okay, agent means what? So APM, remember that you are trying to identify the performance of your applications. Okay, so for when you talk about the agent, so applications, so you have to install the agent inside your application. I repeat, inside your applications. I repeat, when I say Java application, Java agent, .NET application, .NET agent, or different. So this agent is not a infra agent, which is running on the server level, host level, operating system level. This agent will be running inside your code, inside your runtime. So that's what I'm saying here. This agent-based solution, this is a solution where you have a piece of software or an agent, if you will, inject within an application. Mind it. Okay, so this is the agent based, and agentless means applications you have IP address and port number or DNS entry, whatever it is, and then you are spanning on the port number to see the response time. Now through this you will get this data, this one. If you span on the port on everything, so you'll see the date, I mean the response time between the two endpoint, but you won't get like the data like this at the code level, like which class is consuming more time, which class is consuming less time, all this thing you will not get it. So if you want to have a code level data, then agent base is good. If you want to just get a at a spanning on the port and then get the data, then agentless good. So agent based we call it APM. Agent based we call it APM. Agentless based we call it synthetic and RAM. Will you remember
Uh,
this?
can you just maybe repeat one more time? I did understood it little bit just to clarify a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah. So in agent based, see what we are trying to do. Performance, you are trying to know that response time of each user. Okay. So how do you get it? So here, if you want a detailed response time between the code level also, then agent based solution is good. Agent based solution is nothing but a code which is inserted within a code runtime environment, and that code will send you all the response time. Make sense?
Okay, so it will reside inside the server.
It will be reside inside your server runtime. Server means that
Okay.
physical machine or virtual machine we call it. But when I say
Yeah.
application runtime, then it will be reside running inside your application as a with the
Okay.
application. Okay.
Okay.
Now agentless means spanning the port number, that endpoint and port number. So this way you will not get the data inside data. You get the data at the port level data only. So this agentless based solution, like we can call it synthetic monitoring, RAM monitoring, and stuff like that.
Okay, so this agentless will not really give us a picture of what is happening inside our application. but rather
inside
what
your
is
application.
happening at infra level,
Network level, yes.
network level.
Network,
Okay.
yes. So that is the stuff. But it will not give you which class. But see, when you hit the any applications, there's one main class. Then after that, some more method, different class, maybe database call, some other calls also they make it. So that information you won't get it from the agent list based solution. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So now there are process to do. You have to collect the data, collect the APM data, store the data, check the data stream, and archive and query. So what is the end goal for APM? So ultimately you want the reports of the response time and alerts and so on. So these are the things you want for that. So how do you decide which tool is good? Which tool? There are so many tools, APM tools in the market. How do you decide? So don't get lost. Don't spend too much of time. Don't try to find out the best tool for it. The simple thing, see that which tool is good for next 2 years. So ask few questions. Your programming language is covered by that APM tool. Your developers are familiar with that tool, whether it's easy to use, set up, diagnose, and fix. Integrations are there for the chat, Slack, this, that, and all, Ansible, and pricing is as per your pocket friendly. So these are the some of the simple selection criteria. So which are the tools which we have? So I think you can look at it. So these are the tools which is very popular in the APM world. Okay, and I'll be teaching you today NewRelic. Datadog I taught you for the infra. Elastic I taught you for the log monitoring, and this one for NewRelic. Okay, so some of the numbers, some of the APM common terminology which we use, I think that you will understand easily, such as number of users, hits per second, errors per second. The errors, when I say the right side, look at this, these are the HTTP error status, response time, latency for that request, connect time, SSL handshake and all, bytes throughput, standard deviations, percentile, average. Percentile means percentile for the overall request, average response time, and so on. Okay, so these are the things. Trace and transaction. These two keywords I would like to explain it. So here, so what is a transaction and what is a trace? So simple image, see here. When user hit that any applications, so here you may travel from here to here to here to here to here, and then finally you get a response. Correct? So between this to this, this to this, this to this, this to this to this is called trace. Okay, and the overall thing is called transaction. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Yeah. So between, because you know, yeah, nowadays we are running the distributed based applications, correct?
Yes.
So between two endpoint within your application, you call it a trace, and then rest of the things we call it. I mean, whole things we club it together and call it transactions. So I think this is something which we need to know. With that APM fundamental in place, now I would like to move to NewRelic. So let's understand the NewRelic. So I'm thinking not to get you lost in too many theoretical session. Yeah. Yeah. So here NewRelic we have many components. Okay, so I would like to show you one image which is giving you all answers. What I'll do, this image. So here you see that these are the features of NewRelic right now. So NewRelic can do APM, which was this was a flagship product actually. So first NewRelic got introduced. So with APM, that's the reason I'm teaching you NewRelic for APM. But you have a browser testing also. Browser means RAM. Okay. Mobile means that some code you embed in the Android application or Apple applications. I mean app, and then you can do that. Infra monitoring, anyways, is placed. In site we have synthetic, we have so everything. In fact, now this slide is little outdated. So you have a network and security monitoring also in place. By the way, you have 14 days trial period. You can go and install it and get started. Okay, so this is something which we have. Now there is a one infra agent which is very important. Okay, for this. So agent, as I said, right? Agents are two types of it. I said, please remember that one is a agent for infra. So when you say, let's understand this way. I just want to avoid the too many slides. Otherwise, it become a whole day session. So here, this is your server, and let me draw manually. And here you have a Tomcat running, and inside the Tomcat, your application is running. Okay. Now, so here I install the one NewRelic agent here. This agent will send the infra. This agent will send the infra of this server. Infra means CPU, RAM, network, and hard disk to the NewRelic. NewRelic is a SaaS-based software. Okay, so just like a Datadog. Now the traffic is coming to this application. Correct? Correct now, Tomcat? Correct now? Hello? Hello?
Yes. Yes.
So traffic is coming to this. So this is a main class, and this is a subclass, and this is a class. So now you want to know what is that. See, you want to know this time. Okay, and then you want to know this time also, and you want to know this time. For this time and this time, you have to install the agent, APM agent, and for this time you have to install synthetic agent. Are you understanding? Hello?
So for port pings, it's synthetic agent. For application, it's
For code label, like what code, which code, what method, what function, what line, calling which one, so that APM agent needed. So this APM agent is nothing but the code itself actually, and running in your Tomcat environment. I'm giving you one example
okay.
of application server. So now what will
Okay.
happen? Synthetic monitoring is very easy actually because it's spanning the port number. So, but this APM is nothing but the code, and this APM will send the data to this agent on which is running, and this agent will send the APM data also. Are you understanding all of it?
Yes.
So
I have one question here.
Mhm.
So when we install like at the code level, like the APM agent,
Yeah.
wouldn't it have an impact on the application's own performance by installing
Yes.
that agent?
Yes, definitely performance, concerns you will have it, but the amount of data, amount of CPU and RAM is used by this agent, and when you compare to the benefit of APM, then you will see it's a very negligible. But if you want to see that
Okay.
on an average, what is a new relic agent is using, and in fact any agent for the sake of new relic APM CPU uses. Okay, and here you see that very less, I think lesser than 1% actually. So or CPU uses or something. See here, this matrix is there, but where is the real uses? So this matrix will help you to understand that uses, but memory is less than 1% and so on. So not immediately I'm able to locate it, but yes, overall that is
Okay.
something which is very less. Got it?
Another question. So this is again push mechanism, correct? The agent pushes, or it's
Yeah. Yeah, no. This is a push mechanism. So here,
okay.
forwarder of agent will send. It's a push mechanism. Pull mechanism, if you want to do that, then you have to use a Prometheus.
Okay, understood.
So now what we need to do? So actually, as part of the discussion, understand that first of all, I need to have one server. Then I need to install the Java because I'm trying to show you the Java based. Then install Tomcat. Then install Apache. Application. So this is one step number one. Then Java. Then Tomcat. Then application. And after that, I have to create a huge traffic actually. If I don't create a huge traffic, I won't be able to show you the APM because it required a huge traffic. Then only you can find out the response time for the each traffic. Then APM, this APM agent need to be installed after that, and this agent will this infra agent also need to install this APM also, and then this APM agent will send to the infra agent send to the NewRelic SaaS. Make sense, all of you?
So this infra agent, which is in the middle, so that's kind of like a exporter, the
This
way we
infra
have.
agent, this infra agent, this infra
Yes,
agent, this infra
yes,
agent
this
is
one.
like running one application on a system level as a service.
Okay, and this is the one which pushes to our server where we can
Or
see the.
forwarder, you have forwarded here, you have. So this will send to
Okay,
this and forwarder will send to this. So see
understood.
here, this infra agent, you have a collector also, but this collector will collect the CPU, RAM, I mean server infra information. But this is a
Okay,
collector which is for the APM collector, and this will send forwarded you have here and send it to this one.
so it's collecting both at the level of the node, I can say, like in case of Kubernetes, and at
Yeah.
the level of pod as well, because that is being pushed to it.
No, Kubernetes you required nothing. Just you have to query the API server. No, API server knows everything about it. So Kubernetes is an API call. Not you don't require in specific agent for it. You need a one pod that will query the API server. API server will give complete information about which pod and which node and all blah blah blah.
Okay, okay, okay. So in that case, you wouldn't really require any agent in each node, like.
Each node, if you want to do infra for the cluster servers, then you can do that, but for the pod service, uptime, node availability and all this stuff, you need to query that Kubernetes API server. For that, it will be one pod. New Relic will give you one container image which you can run as a pod and get it done.
Okay, but in case, let's say our application is running in the pod, so the application level performance will need to be pushed to that particular server, right? Oh,
Ha,
sorry,
ha, ha.
whatever agent you have.
So in the container,
Okay,
what you, in the container, what you will do, the image
and
what will do of your application, deploy
yeah,
this APM agent actually.
okay, okay,
Each container we will be having running this APM agent. How to embed? So you have to write a Docker file for it, and this is nothing but one jar file. You have to embed in a class path.
okay, understood.
Okay, so now let me put it in the steps so it will be easy for me. So first thing, step number one, register a new account at New Relic. Okay, that is the first thing. Step number two, to create one VM for a demo or lab, whatever you want to call it. Today I have sneezing issue, so please excuse me for my bad voice. Create one VM for demo. Then in that VM, what you are going to do? install infra agent, NewRelic infra agent. Okay. After that, step number 4, install Java, because I'm showing Java based application, right? Step number 5, install Tomcat, and step number 6, install application in Tomcat. Step number 7, create a traffic on application. Create a traffic on application using JMeter. JMeter I have taught you already. Step number 8, come to the NewRelic 1 and explore APM data and analyze it. And analyzing, find out the you know the trace which has consumed more in second, or error, or multiple other stuff also. Okay, so all of you are comfortable with this? Can I show the demo?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so come
Rajesh, you
back to
can.
NewRelic. Come back to NewRelic. Now NewRelic, and sign up. This is Rajesh. Company email app3.devopsschool.com, and start now. And let me pause the recording.
This conference will now be recorded.
I got an email, and here is the verification process. So I just save the password. And this is important. You need to decide where your data will be stored, because it's a SaaS-based software. So it's in United States or Europe. So United States by default, save it. So now they'll give you some sort of installation widget. So this is the infra agent you have to install. So basically I did this one. Now I have this prompt is being done for this one, but I need to have one VM. So let me get a VM. So NewRelic VM. So do we have a old one? Is there an old one? But I'll delete this. Remove. Okay. And this also I'll delete this. This also I'll delete it, because each VM consumes lots of space, right? I have a very little space. So template, where is the template? And clone this. And this time NewRelic. Full clone. Done. Now this is the machine, NewRelic. And start this. So now my username root Rajesh123. So here this is. So now guys, so here what is the IP address for this? So IP address for this is 192.168.1.2, So let me use the putty. 196.168.1 and root and Rajesh 123 and here colors and 14, click OK, apply. So are you able to see that, right, all of you?
Yes.
So I did this, done, and I did this one also, done. Now I'm installing the NewRelic Infra agent. So how do I do that? So this command they will give it to you. So here don't be fast, actually you should read this. This is the license key, okay. You should know, because that is the only key. If you have a valid key, then this agent will able to forward all the data to the SaaS. So here I should read it and begin installation. So begin installation, they'll give you some code which you need to run in the VM. This is the code. You should also check this out, all this stuff. Don't miss anything. If you want to customize this, there's some ways to do that. Sometimes proxy and all, and you can do that. So copy this command and run in the VM. Basically, this will, this is a script file. If you look at this very carefully, install.script, it has all the logic written, and because your license keys are very unique to your account, so you're passing it and saying install. That's all. So let's see that. So it will take some time. So what I will do, I'll just pause this recording, so you don't have to wait for in the video.
This conference will now be recorded.
So question from Pankaj is, okay, here I'm installing that because I'm having a control of app server, database server, and so different kind of agent I'm installing it, correct? Now what will happen when I do not have a control on database server primarily, or maybe serverless? I don't have a control on app server. I mean, the place where it's running in a server and platform as a service like a database and all is managed service. So how do we deal with that? How do we get up matrices? Anyone would like to add it? Anyone would like to add it? Anil, Bhargava, Ibrahim, Nuruddin, Sankar. Any idea?
Sorry, Rajesh, can you please repeat?
So his question is, if that I don't have a control over the database server, so how do we get this? What do you say? Data. I mean, I don't have a control over the. Database is managed service. So how do we get the matrices from the database server now? Think and tell me. It's very easy though. I'm dragging this question, but answer is very easy.
The matrices within the database, huh?
Yes, managed service. Okay, so let me answer this question. No one is participating.
No, let us think for a minute. There's no urgency, right, sir?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, if it is a different tool, then I think we need to have these integrations enabled, I guess.
No, see here, simple concept. Pankaj, you are saying your database is managed service, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Who's managing it? AWS?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So the infrastructure control AWS is having. So I will ask AWS only. Hey AWS, give me your matrix. Give me my database server matrix which is hosted by you. Now the question is how AWS will give this matrix. So AWS publishes these matrices to CloudWatch, all these matrices, and you can go and ask a CloudWatch. Next question is, how can I ask a CloudWatch? CloudWatch is available in API. That means you need to make an API call. That means NewRelic directly make an API call if you give just your user ID and password. I mean, sorry, a token, so key and token. Understood?
Okay.
It's API integration. That means NewRelic will ask API, CloudWatch API based on your authentications, and CloudWatch API has already these matrices, which is captured by Amazon, and then you can enjoy. Make sense?
Okay. Okay. Can you open up that diagram which you drew? I just had like the same question from that perspective.
Yeah.
So here there will be something on some managed service on the cloud, right? And then we are pinging the API server. Who is
Hmm.
going to do that? Is this the New Relic cloud, or there we have to configure something, or is it in the agent which is in the in between where we have to do that?
I'll tell you in this way. See here. Understand the perspective here. This is the applications. By the way, it's a
Yes.
very good question, by the way. So this is the application, an application making a call to database which is hosted by RDS. Okay, I
Yes.
have no control. So what I'm saying, think simple. This code is making call to external services. So this trace will be reported by this agent, APM agent. Make sense?
Yeah, correct. Yes,
Because
yes,
yeah, because your code is making a call and he knows that when you got a response from this call.
correct. Yeah,
Now think simple. Now here to serve that query, you might have done some select, delete, update, alter, whatever it is. I don't care how much time this query has been. Understand that this endpoint to endpoint call you will be captured by APM agent, but how much time? Maybe it's a join operation, maybe some procedures, maybe alterations. So multiple call will be there. So how much each query has taken, that will be collected by AWS at the database level and sent to the CloudWatch.
yes,
Are you understanding? So CloudWatch
yes,
now, New Relic will configure the CloudWatch, and that data at the very inside level, insert, update, delete, join, procedures, all these things, blah, blah, blah. All this data, the CloudWatch will have that data because AWS is exposing the data to CloudWatch, and from there you can buy the data. Make sense?
okay, yes. Just one last question on this only. So is there something we have to configure on New Relic to showcase all the data together, like a graph, or like to make sense out of
So
it? So the, like,
when you go to the AWS, sorry, New Relic, then they will ask you AWS integration. They'll ask you your keys and all, and they will ask you which service of the data you want from the CloudWatch. You can select RDS, EC2, SNS, SQS, Route 53, all this data. You can check box and select whichever the data you want, and you have the data. Basically, the data is already available on the CloudWatch. You are just duplicating at the New Relic. Why? Because you want to have every data at one place.
okay,
Got it.
understood.
In fact, CloudWatch is a something like a observability tool also. CloudWatch, you can have a dashboard alerts and exploring the data. All these things you have in the CloudWatch also, correct? But you're not using because
Yes,
we want to have a centralized place, right?
yes,
Okay, so now let's move on. So guys, I think we got completed here. So see that here, installing the New Relic, installing infrastructure agent here is installed. Now log integration means, you know what, this agent itself will be enabled to collect the logs. So right now, when you say log integration, basically some checks are there in the configuration file actually. So that is done. And after that, this is important, golden signals. So this is assignment for you. You have to understand, you have to tell me what is a golden signal. So this assignment, I'll send it to you. Very important work, and it's not only for the New Relic. Whatever assignment I'm giving you, which is having the global general use cases, that means no matter which tool you use it, you'll have to deal with it. So the question is, what is golden signal alerts and how to use it? Okay, so very important alerts. So by the way, this alerts is being it's a global process for setting up the alerts. And basically what has happened, I press few times actually, and a few times when I press, then it taken a yes automatically. So it's okay. This alert has been set up, and this alerts, you got this alert set up, and then here it says, hey, I would like to get notified on the registered email ID, because you are setting up alert, right? For that, there should be someone who should be getting that alert, right? When it got triggered. So here, and stuff like that. So here, press no, yes, no, because I don't want. And here validating golden signal alerts, and it's installed and done. Now guys, see here, install summary. So alerts got installed, agent got installed, this integration got enabled. It's called install, but it's in enabling things. Your data is here, logs at here, and blah blah blah. You can do that. And now just wait, it's got, see here, it got detected, and now you see that everything got completed and see your data. Now the question is, do we have tutorials for that? So guys, you know that most of my tutorials you'll find here. Some of the places, other places also I've started writing up tutorial like debug and best DevOps and all. So here you see many things are there, so you can check it out, all this stuff, and get going. Okay, so now you have exploding the data. So where is that? So now the data is coming. This is the infrastructure data. Okay, and CPU, memory, all this thing, you can see that, and you can explore this. So this is a new account, so lots of pop-up will be there. Yeah. So here, click on the host. I have only one host for time being, and I should have changed the name of this. Here, use the CPU, RAM, storage, network, and blah blah blah. And let me. They're asking, hey, try APM also. I'll try. Okay, so done. So this is the dashboard, NewRelic 1 we call it. So you want to add a data here, and all the agents you have infra here, then alerts you have dashboard here, browser here, APM you have here, infrastructure here, host events, all these things you have here, matrices explorations you can do that here, mobile synthetic you have here. So yeah, they have improved the UI a little bit, so I like this one. Understood so far? So as per the plan, I did this one. So can I move on to the second next activity, all of you?
Yes.
Okay, so guys,
Yes,
let's get
Rajesh.
started. Yeah. So now I'm going to install the Java. So where is my tutorial? Java install. And here. So I'm going to install the Java 11. Okay. So yum, right? Yeah. So this command will install the Java 11. Done. So almost done. So guys, these steps also I'm doing. I'm showing you again and again, so you'll remember that. It's very easy. Install Tomcat. Now, Tomcat tutorials you have here, but I'm not going to follow because URL will always get changed actually. That is a headache for the Tomcat. So which URL I'm talking about? So I'm talking about this URL. Okay. So I know that this will not work. Okay. So, but rest of the commands you can for those who are starting that, you can use this. I'll just go directly and download this. Download Tomcat, and here it is. New URL is this one. Copy this and go to the OPT directory. That's my file. And download wget is there? No. Yum install. All these commands you have in that tutorial. Done. Wget. I'll download this file, new file. Let's pause this recording because it will take some time.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so guys, I got the download. I'm going to yum install unzip. Are you able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So now unzip Apache. Now all these commands you have in that my tutorials. I'm just running it because I remember this command, so it's not copying and pasting. So what I'm doing right now, chmod -r 755 dot. In these locations, every things which I'll set it up. Okay, done. So now Tomcat is there right now. Installation, I can run this Tomcat. There's no problem in it. But I need to install this one. I need to step one more. Install NewRelic agent in Tomcat. This is a sixth step. I missed it. So 7, 8, 9. Okay, so now how do we do that? So here I'll go and ask a NewRelic only. Hey NewRelic, tell me how can I do that? So for that I'll go to the where is APM? Click on this, and here you have add an app or service. Okay, click on it, and here they will tell me what kind of app they have. So I have a application monitoring. What kind of app I'm having? Java, Node, Ruby, Python, PHP, what exactly? And this browser and mobile you see, it's a RAM actually. And these are some of the open source monitoring, open telemetry and all. So mine is Java, so I'm very much sure about it. So click on it. Now select your language, done, and click on the begin installations. Now remember, this is the agent, the one which I'm installing, APM agent, which is basically code. So here they're asking me, hey, do you want to install on host or Gradle? I told you Gradle is a build tool, Maven also. So during the runtime, you can run it Gradle and build and all, and Docker or Lambda, functionless. Docker means container. But right now I'm showing you the host on a host, and here this is the command. Okay, so this is the command, and copy this and understand that. So here you see that the only extra line you see is this one. So this command will again try to install the NewRelic infra agent, but this command is important. Additional commands is being installed. Make sense, guys, all of you? Last command only, but additional one Java agent installer. Okay, so now let's do this. Where is that? Here it is. Clear the screen and enter. It will take a few minutes more, so I'll just pause the recording so you'll have a little less content to watch.
This conference will now be recorded.
You see the Java agent unsupported. So installer was successful, however, one or more installation could not be completed. Follow the instruction data. So unsupported means this Java was not supported. So I just want to check which Java version this guy needs it. And Java installations is not supported. So let me check that first. Okay, so what has happened? That is not got installed because of automated process. I'm going to install manually. So here this my application is Tomcat, and here I am going to download these configurations. NewRelic.yaml. This is the installation process manual. So, and I'm going to download this part. So I'm doing manually, so you'll learn a little bit better. So go to OPT, download this NewRelic.java.gif file because installation could not happen. And after that, unzip this. This is the agent which I was talking about, jar file. You go inside this This is the jar file which is agent. And now give the permission chmod -r 755 dot and permission is granted. Now this file I'm trying to modify. So let me see that if my file has come or not. Agent true is enabled. License key is not there. That means this is a file which I want to uncomment and move this to background. This file bkp. Now I've installed this one file, downloaded before that. This file I want to see that over there. You'll be having my token and all everything. So see here, this token, and copy this. I'm doing manually because this automated command didn't work actually. So enter and paste it, save it. Now this is done, and after that you have to do this one. Now basically once you download the agent, follow this step to start the agent installation. So create a directory, new relic files somewhere, and I did in the Linux. On Windows you can keep it in, and copy all the files, unzip and replace this one. So this I did it, and after that I have to deploy in the which application server. It's a Jetty, Spring Boot, Tomcat, Wildfly, says Tomcat. And where you want to place this Catalina.sh, and this code you have to put it in the Catalina.sh, this code. Okay, so path is what? Path is this one. So jar file path. So this is done, and now I'm going to do this in the Catalina.sh, which you have back cd Apache Tomcat and bin, and here vi Catalina.sh, and somewhere on top only you feed that, so it will be getting into the flow. Somewhere here I am feeding this line, and done. Now save it. Now after this you're going to start it, restart the Tomcat, and I should check that all the stuff. Now copy the command, what exactly this is doing. So this is a log integration, is okay. Right now it's not required. So now can we start the Tomcat? Where is the startup.sh? Here, enter. And can we verify that Tomcat NewRelic is going to get loaded or not? NewRelic, and here if you see it's get loaded. That means what I did is I installed the agent in Tomcat. This is I did. Tomcat in this I did it. Are you understanding, all of you? Okay.
Yes.
Now where is the applications? So guys, I'm not going to install any application. The region is very simple. I have a many applications in the Tomcat only that I can use it. So where is that? Let me show you. So here, okay, so I have to disable the firewall, systemctl, stop firewall D, disable the firewall for the next time if it is required, and you have a Tomcat. Let's wait for a few seconds. IP address is, I hope it's a 1A, right? 2, correct. Here is a Tomcat. So now where is the application? So Tomcat also has given some application which you can use as a example. So these are the small applications, hello world and all. Instead of big applications, small applications is good to go now. So here these are the applications I'm having. One applications, this from servlet, right? I'll take one from the JSPO. This is another applications. So 2 applications I got it here. So now what I'm going to do, so I'm creating a traffic using, this is also done. So application is there. You can deploy the external WAR file also, but that is more than needed. Now create a traffic on app. That means this is an app using JMeter. So how do we do that? So I have installed JMeter already in my system, and for that I'll go to the C drive and then tools and then JMeter, which is here. Java and all installed, so you don't have to worry about everything set up in my machine. I taught you also last session, and this is the jmeter.bat. So now jmeter, I'm starting it. I'll create some traffic on applications. Just come, the jmeter should come by now. So meanwhile, you can spend and browse this website. So it's very intuitive website. So you can see this. Now, ultimately, you have to learn, all this infrastructure, understanding the things, create a dashboard, create alerts, all this thing. Yeah. So right now, I have only one infra. So you will see here, that is and you see that understanding this dashboard is the most important thing. So how do you make use of CPU, RAM? Here you can select the timing also, 30 minutes or 60 minutes, whatever exactly. And this is the node. Process monitoring, here you have storage, here you have containers. I'm not running any, so you won't have a data. Network, here you have only one host right now, so this is the one. This is the one application which I installed, Tomcat, and just wait for it to create some data, traffic on that. So just give us some more time. So we'll see that beeping. Now you have alertings here. So alerting, like if the CPU is more than this, you can create alerts based on that. Here you have alerting dashboards. Here you have. Okay, so alerts you can create. So for that you have to create a policies here. Alert conditions. So here you can create alert conditions such as what is the alert conditions, new work policies built in and all. So you can create a new. This is my Rajesh, whatever school, let's say. You should give the meaningful name, but I'm not giving. So you want this policy where the rules, multiple rules you want to have it. So you want one issues incident, one alert per policy, or one issues per condition, or exactly. So policies wise is good, but there's too much of noise will be there. Do you want to set up notifications like email or Slack and all? You can do that here without notifications. So what is a condition? So condition is if the CPU, so which data, infra data right now I'm having ready. And so here the moment I select infra, it take me to some different place, and here I'm creating CPU alert conditions and host name or network or what exactly, and what is a metric. So CPU percentage, here you have all this stuff. Set this number here with live data. Okay, CPU uses is mine is very less actually, so let's set for 10%. So like that, and alert policy and all stuff like that, and create it. So this is the way you can create alert policy, and this alert policy is like that. These are the conditions which got created under this alerts conditions, which you can use for that. See a DevOps code, one conditions are there. So I created it. Whenever it will violate, you will have a information. So like that, you'll have a mails or whatever it is, or we'll see under this. So now let me check my, so my JMeter has come by now. So I'm going to create traffic. So how do I create a traffic? Let's create a thread. How much traffic you want? 20 traffic, let's say, an infinite loop. Where is a sampler for only two sampler? I'll have it because I have two applications, right? So one sampler IP address is this one, and port number 8080, endpoint path is this one, and here something similar, but endpoint will change, and 8080 and path this one. And let's have one listener, give some tree and save this guy. I'm not complicating too much, just I want the traffic and start this. Okay, so now traffic is coming, and after that your job is to spend some time with APM metrics, which is here. My service name is Tomcat. So now you see that started getting here. Response time, throughput, error rate. Error rate is good, very good. Throughput is also very good. Response time is also good, very good. But the problem here is that's like a fake applications. Getting opens, all of you.
Yes.
Small application, very small application. So now you see that data will start coming in few minutes, and you need to learn all this stuff. So you want to see the traces, all this, you know, things. So a lot of things you have here. So here you have errors. Here you have a triage. Here you have monitoring everything, distributed tracing, service map, dependency, transactions, and all. Let's put it up. So these are the number of transactions happened so far. See arithmetic JSP, no? See, so this is the endpoint, and on this also index.jsp. So distributed tracings also, if you have a database sort of it, you'll have those also. So trace count, trace durations. So what is your job is to find out which transaction is taking maximum time, and somewhere downside, if you see, this is the slowest transactions, and these are the slowest transactions. So find out why this is a problem. One of these ways I'm telling you, how can you troubleshoot? What is your job? Your job is to see the experience. Your job is to see what is the web transaction time. This is the historical graph. I mean, histograph. This is a percentile. Okay, web transaction percentile. Here you have abdex score. If it is near to 1, your users are happy. If it is near to 0, users are not happy. Throughput. Okay, and let me click on the summary again. Yeah, so throughput. Here you have abdex score, throughput, logs. Here you have and instances where that from is coming, and all stuff like that. So find out the slowest transaction. So now this is the slowest transaction. I click on it, and now I'll spend some time seeing that what is the problem. So if I see that average response time, median, percentile, and blah blah blah, and this is the response time for the each trace, abdex score, error rate. Earlier it was a consolidated one. This time it's only for that URL. Throughput you have breakdown. You see that here. So this is calling this one. This is calling this one. This is calling here. So this is the interrelated all this. Now which is taking more time. So I think this service taking the 6.41 second. So there's some problem here actually. Click on this. Okay, Java is not enabled, so you cannot go. It's a simple application, so you cannot go more than that. But code level information also you can see that. So are you understanding now, all of you?
Yes.
So here, if you have a multiple service like app services, database services, and third-party services and all, so you can see this one. Was coming very slow. Let me click one more time. So service map. So see here, from Tomcat is going only, all the traffic is going to Tomcat. There is no third-party database, and also if you have a multiple database and all, you can see that. All the transactions you can see here. Again, you see the top 20 transactions you can see. You can not only top 20, all transactions also you can see that. So see transaction table. All the database call you can see here. Right now there's no database applications here. External service like a payment gateway and all you can see here. JVM you can enable in detail and analyze JVMs for the Java developers will be very helpful. So you can do that here. All the errors you can see here. Errors means which is not at 200. So right now there's no error here. So all transaction is good use. I can see that. So there's no error. Okay. You can deploy that application the v1 v2 also. So that is you can here. SLA you can set for here SLA. So when you set a SLA here under the alerts, then here you see that whether it's a breach or not, service level, scalability, you know, and other conditions and all that's just now. So guys, this is your APM, and we try using what? We try using code. So now this here you see the traffic is consistently. So what I'll do, I'll just grow some traffic. So go to third group, make it 40, double of it, and then save it and done. Now let's go for last 5 minutes only. No, it's not there. So here, because small, you can also play with the graph also. Search the timing which you want to see, and see here you can check, uncheck Java call, response time, all this thing. Now it's not coming all lots of data. You'll have to run few hours to see that consolidated data in a distributed environment. So 30 minutes is good right now. So let it come. Okay. So now this was done as per the discussion to get the internal data. So we install this APM agent, and now this APM agent is sending all the data. Are you comfortable so far?
Yes.
Now I'll show you that how can you hit the endpoint also, synthetic monitoring. So how can we gather this? So synthetic monitoring you have somewhere here at the bottom. Okay. So synthetic monitoring I'm creating it. So create your first monitor. And for synthetic monitoring, you know how it works. Synthetic monitoring. Let me.
Just Rajesh, one question before that.
Mhm.
Can you just go back to the diagram one more time? Uh, yes. So usually whatever application servers we have is on some sort of private network. So we would have to enable outbound for exporting the data to our NewRelic, correct?
What you said, I did not understand.
So this agent which is pushing the data to our NewRelic cloud.
Now
Yes.
yes. So which outbound? So NewRelic has published
Yeah.
that actually. NewRelic outbound traffic. Just again outbound, not NewRelic API address for outbound. So this is that you have to create exception in that. So you have to allow these APIs. They have a fixed API actually. Where is that? So here, so these are the APIs you have to allow actually outbound. This is for USA and this is for Europe.
Okay.
HTTPS 443.
Okay.
Okay, so now I was discussing synthetic monitoring. So let's say this is the app running. Now what is synthetic monitoring? In simple way I'll tell you. Synthetic monitoring is like a traffic generated from the different region. So what NewRelic has done, NewRelic, this is the NewRelic, and this there's a USA, Europe, Asia, Africa, whatever. So each region they have some boxes. Okay, each region they have some boxes. And synthetic monitoring means nothing but from these boxes you will call to this endpoint. And whatever the response time, it will send to the NewRelic. This is the NewRelic dashboard. And you can see that from what is the network call response time for the network call like synthetic monitoring. What is the response time for that? So that way, what is the use of synthetic monitoring? Synthetic monitoring you can run 24/7 without stop. So that way you can check the uptime and all. And also you can see the network latency and all. And that way you can plan for like which region is doing well, which region is not doing well, wherein you need a concentration. Are you understanding?
Yes.
So now same thing, I'm going to help you with that. But I need a one application which can be accessible from the this machines of different region. So one applications I'll use this one. This is the one. Okay. So Rajesh Kumar.xyz. This is one applications I'm using, and I would like to know what is the traffic rate for this. So for that, what I'll do, I'll just go for synthetic monitoring, which is here. And you want to ping, you want a certificate SSL check, you want to crawl the URL, you want to check the page performance, or what exactly? So what do you want? Just I want to get the ping right now, not complicating. This is Rajesh Kumar.xyz URL, and select the locations. You want to check from all public location. You can have a private locations also, by the way. Okay, but right now I want to check from the Montreal, Mumbai, and Dublin. That's all. And say monitor. Very simple check. And ping, whatever the details of the ping, you will get it. Just wait for a few seconds. And now within a few seconds, you will see all the data here. So now what is the use of NewRelic then? So see that if you look at this, I focus mainly on the APM today, but actually you can do everything. So you can infra monitoring, you can do here, log monitoring, you can do here, APM monitoring, you can do well here. Third thing, which is NewRelic known for, synthetic monitoring you can do here, mobile monitoring you can do here. Okay, so browser means RAM monitoring you can do here, and then creating alerts, and then a dashboard. That is what you need for setting up an observability. Correct, all of you?
Yes.
So let's refresh this page. Let me show you some data from the different region. Let me show you the response time of my website from the region. So success rate, check failed, nothing, locations falling, nothing. So now let me see the results. And right now, only one check. Montreal is success. Duration was, oh, it's a fake results. Ping is fake. 0 bytes right now. Just wait for 2 more seconds. It's not coming in. So like that, you will see that network timing. Now it started coming. So here you see that block time, connect time, DNS time, SSL time. You want to see that during the ping, what are the wait time. Right now, if you know, you might have noticed whenever I was downloading some application, connect time it was too high. This is the connect time, and I was googling also. You might have noticed, right? Why this connect time is too high? Correct now? So yeah, you can check this here. Connect time DNS. DNS means route 53 or maybe DNS server. Connect time is creating a connection to the server. SSL handshake, sending, waiting, receiving, block. So all these things you can check this out here. So within a few seconds, now is so Mumbai region also has come. Mumbai region is taking 802 milliseconds for pinging. Whereas Montreal is a ping. Remember, it's not a real call. And 215 ms. So this server is located in USA. That's the region. Is taking lesser from the Montreal, Canada. Mumbai is taking more. But if you want to set up a more monitoring different type, so you can go to synthetic monitoring and create a monitor. And here this one, page load performance. It will load the page, okay, using the simple browser, and this will give you a little bit more. If you want to scripted browsers like a Selenium and all, you can use this one. So many things are there here, which will help you to get started. So now finally, how do you create a dashboard? So I think simple. I think let me show you here, Rajesh dashboard or DevOps tool dashboard, and what you want. So this is your dashboard. You have to feed the widgets, charts. So some of the charts I can steal it. So how? Let me show you. So I go to the APM and I have a Tomcat. The data is coming, throughput and all, you have it. And some of the charts I should steal it. But the question is how? So this chart I want in my dashboard. So click dot 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 and see that add to dashboard, all of you.
Yes.
So copy, stealing. Now I want APM I stolen. I'll go for infra. Infra, I'm going to steal it. So infra, I want this CPU one. Dot dot dot. Copy this query builder. Here it's not the dashboard. Copy the query builder and this one and add to the dashboard. What is the title? CPU. And this is also stolen somewhere. Now one more from synthetic monitoring which I enabled. Clicked on it, it's responding. I have Rajesh Kumar and I have some data here. So these are the data which has come now. You see here. So which one do I want? I want this one. Request response second. So add to dashboard. Which one? DevOps. Copy to the dashboard. Done. So this is the way I refresh here and I stolen multiple graphs. But yes, you can create lots of other ways also. Many ways are available to create a graph. So here you add, yeah. So now I'm adding this, editing this and adding widgets. What is it? Charts or text? Of course, chart. Now what you want? So I want the system load sort of it or something like that. So here you can use the NRQL, means NewRelic query language, PromQL, Prometheus, if you know, you can use it. So you can see that what type of data. So I want the memory data. So here memory uses, average memory uses, and this is the data. And I want to save it. And here is the memory data. So I know that dash, the colored and all, probably it's not visible to me also. But why it's not visible to me? Because CPU is set 1.1 week. The duration you have to set 30 minutes or something, then it will be meaningful actually. So that is the things. Okay. So here you have to set 1 days, run it. Now you're getting this. So you, because this is just created 1 hour ago, so you have to adjust this, all this stuff, the timing 1 hour ago and all. And get that. So this is the way you can create a, you can monitor the infrastructure also. I taught you APM primarily, and then alerts, dashboard, and synthetic. Any questions so far, guys? All of you?
No.
Okay, so this is the things you will practice it. In LMS, we have a very detailed videos, around 15 to 20 hours of content you must be having over there. And any questions, again, you can put it in the WhatsApp group. I'll help you. Okay, bye everyone.
Thank you, Rajesh. Bye bye.